aim higher than what you think you can achieve. You actually surprise yourself. You have to study. You have to do some sort of picking up of a book and read it. What's up guys, this is your girl Renee and I'm back here with another video for you. My voice sounds real croaky because I went out on the weekend and yeah, like, you know, you just yell and stuff, so that's exactly what happened. Today I've got a video that was requested by people and that I really wanted to do myself, and I'm basically doing how not to fail university. It is that time again. We are approaching university. Well, in Australia we've just finished our summer holidays and we're about to start uni again, and everyone knows that uni can be a bit, hey, how you going? Like, it's pretty difficult. And the thing is, I know that university can be overwhelming for some. It was for me when I first started. I'm going into third year now. It could be overwhelming for some people that are literally in fourth year. Like, university is just overwhelming in general. So I'm hoping that people that are starting uni, people that are in the middle of uni last year, whatever, can come and watch this and just feel a bit more positive. I know that it's okay and that it's really, like, you can pass uni, basically. You can do it, and you can even aim for distinctions if you want to. The most difficult thing about university is the fact that there's no structure per se compared to high school, compared to, let's say, a part-time job or whatever. Like in some cases, like let's say in my cases, lectures are not even compulsory, so you could actually ignore your lectures for 12 weeks. Now it's the day before the exam and you're 12 weeks behind. Do you know what I mean? And it's just really hard sometimes to keep on top of things, because in university you also have to have a social life. You've also got to get a job. Like, there's so many things. Like, you've just got to balance so many things, and I know it can be pretty hard and pretty difficult. I'm still finding it a bit, hey, how you going? And I'm in my third year. So with that being said, if you haven't been a follower and if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kim, obviously, by the YouTube name. So yeah, my name is Kim and I'm in my third year uni in Melbourne, Australia, and I am studying pharmacy. And yeah, it's really wow, like, it's really questionable. So I was just going to share a few tips with you guys on how to not fail university. I have not failed yet, thank God, praise high almighty, right? We keep fingers crossed we're not failing for the whole degree. But yeah, I did exceptionally well last year. In my second year, I did not average below a distinction in all my subjects and my exams. I got a distinction or high distinction. Here it is. Insert here. Here it is. So I'm just letting you guys know this, so I don't know, so it can just make me a bit have more credibility as to like what I'm saying, so that you know that I'm actually talking with sense in my head, like, you know what I mean. Tip number one on how to not fail university, I would say, right, you need to stay organized. Organization is a very, very important thing in university, and I saw it myself because there was a time where I slacked with my organization and I basically just almost died. Like, it was so difficult. I was so behind. So what you can do is, this is essential. I purchased a planner. You always have to purchase a planner, whether you do it on your phone, whether you have it physical like me. I don't know, I am not a phone person when it comes to planners. Like, I physically need to write it down and I physically need to see it. But this will just help you to stay organized. You can jot down all your assignments. What I like to do is, because I don't know about you guys, but with my course, they list when all the tests are going to be roughly. So I like to go into my planner and I like to write down every single assessment and everything. Class assessments, class assignments, I love to write them down in this book. This is my holy grail, hallelujah, amen. This will keep me organized. You know, in order not to fail university, you must hand in assignments. Like, please, like, you actually just have to hand them in. Why are we not handing in assignments in 2020? Please, let's start handing them in. And by handing them in, we need to know when they are. So I highly recommend that you get yourself some sort of a planner. And another thing that I really like to use, which I've started, is using a whiteboard. So this is my whiteboard that I use, and what I use this for is I use it for different goals, right? So, and for timetabling stuff out, it depends on the time. Like, if I'm studying, I can use it to mind map stuff. Like, yeah, so whether that's setting goals of things that you want to achieve to make it visual, so you can actually see what you need to do, what you need to complete, kind of like a to-do list, whether it's a mind mapping, whether it's doing different stuff, but that's up to you. But I am a very visual person and I am a visual learner, hence why I use the whiteboard. That is the wrong way around. I'll be talking about manifestations, I'll be talking about the law of attractions, all that different type of stuff in other videos. If you write down something that you live by, something that you believe in and you want to achieve, let's say it's, I want to get a high distinction this year, or I want want to not fail uni this year, I highly recommend that you get a whiteboard and you just write it at the top. That way you can see it every day. There is power in your mind. There is power in what you think. There is power in what you keep thinking about and what you keep visualizing and what you keep seeing. And hence why that's why I put my mantra up there. Another thing that I would recommend for you guys to do is, no matter whether you're going to uni 5 days a week, whether you have 2 lectures a week, whether you have 100, keep up to date with your lectures. I didn't necessarily say go into your lectures. I just said keep up to date with your lectures. I'm talking from experience. Now let me tell you a little story about my first year. I was doing a subject called Principles of Human Biology, which is basically just physiology, like of the whole body, every single system. I had 3 lectures a week, right, for that subject, all an hour. I fell behind 7 weeks. Yeah, I fell behind 7 weeks. Now you can do the math. I was 21 hours behind in just that subject, and the course is already intense as it is, right? And it was hell. Catching up for that subject near the exam was literally hell on earth, and I do not recommend that for anyone. You have to watch the lectures. You have to keep up to date. And this is where baby holy grail, I swear it's not sponsored, but this is where this comes in handy. If it's okay if you don't attend lectures, right? We're all busy. You may live far away from your uni. That's fine if you don't attend, but so long as you keep up to date. So let's say today I have clinical pharmacology, right? If I have clinical pharmacology but I'm not able to watch it now or go into the lecture, make sure you've either watched it by the night time or you've watched it by the morning. Do not leave it for a week, please, guys. You're not going to be good, and you're going to be stressed, and then you're going to be depressed, and all these different emotions like are going to come out, and you just want to avoid that as best as possible. Do not put yourself in a position where you have to catch up on 12 weeks the day before the exam. And another thing, I don't know how to break this to you. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you have to study. You have to do some sort of picking up of a book and read it. Make sure you are absorbing information. Even if you're watching lectures at home, make sure you are absorbing the information. Going to lectures is different from studying. I need to say that again. Going to lectures is different from studying. I cannot emphasize this enough, where I've seen people talk and they're like, oh yeah, I've done my study for today because I went to the lecture. There's a scientific fact that but for you to actually retain information, I'm pretty sure you've heard this before, but for you to actually retain the information that you have learned, you need to go back and go through it. Even if it's 30 minutes actually makes a difference. If let's say today I've learned physiology and it's like, okay, the brain consists of this many parts, right? Thank you, lecturer, for telling me that. But in order to take it and to absorb, I'll be going into study techniques and stuff like this more and what I do. But in order to absorb it, you need to go back and really understand and interpret what it means. Like, yes, okay, thanks that the brain has many features, but what does that actually mean to me? Yeah, you need to understand it. You need to study in university. You can't go without studying in uni. Like, you will fail sometime. Even if you don't fail in first year, you'll fail in second, third. You will hit a roadblock. And it doesn't matter what course you're doing, because all courses are, obviously there's some harder than others, but all courses are pretty demanding. So you will need to study something. So please just make sure you're studying, or even if you're reviewing 30 minutes a day of content that you've learned, that's completely fine, but just make sure that you are studying, because to not fail university, you have to study. Another tip to not fail university is to hand in assignments. I just want people to know, however many people view this, whether it's 10 of you, whether it's 100 of you or whatever, assignments are the most important things. Assignments and class assessments. This is what I do. This is my technique. I'm going to let you know for free a technique that I do to achieve high distinctions and stuff. Shh, don't tell anyone. I will try so hard in assignments and class quizzes. I will try to get 100%. I'm always pushing for HDs in them, because what that does, because let's say you have like 10 assessments throughout the year before the exam, throughout the semester, sorry, and you get like 95%, okay? You will alleviate that pressure off yourself in the exam. I remember in my first year exam as well, and even in my second year exams, I went into an exam knowing that I only needed 5% to pass the whole course. Do you know how chilled out you are? Like, you're still stressed because, I don't know, I'm always trying to be the best that I can. I'm always trying to just achieve highly. I count my 5%. So what I do, even in biology, I did this. I was like, okay, I literally only need a certain percent. No, I needed 10% to pass the whole course. That is not the exam, but the whole course. And it was out of 100. I counted my 10 in multiple choice that I definitely knew, and I was like, I'm good, I have passed the course already, right? Remember, this is how to pass university. I'm like, I've passed the course. So, and the only way I could achieve that and I had that stress-freeness on me is because I did so well in my assignments and I did so well in my assessments. Do your assignments so well, do your assessments, hand them in. You know, to even have a shot at passing, you gotta hand it in. Like, people that don't hand stuff in really like kind of get to me, because it's like, this is a free opportunity to get a good mark. I feel like assignments for me, I am in control of my mark. Right, compared to exam, a teacher could word something so differently, so you are not in control. As assignments, like, you are basically in control, right? I am in control of my mark, so why am I not doing the best I can to make sure I achieve as highly as possible? Because when you then get into the exam, you only need 5% to pass the course. Another thing that I would say as well is to really just balance your life out. I am the biggest, fattest advocate for balance, right? Thanos, baby, I understood what you were saying, baby. Like, one day when I'm retired and old, I think I said this in my last video, I'm gonna do a full essay on Thanos and his principles, because, yeah. Anyways, you may not be an Avengers fan, so let me not be a nerd right now. But everything in life, let me not get all deep on you and start talking, yeah. But everything in life that you do is about balance, right? You can still go to parties. You can still do whatever, still do your hobbies, get a part-time job, so long as everything exists as a balance, right? Jordan B. Peterson, one of my favorite psychologists, just favorite person in this world, advocates this, and he says, just always make sure you are balancing your life out, but just make sure your life is like this. Pretend like you have to be at an equilibrium, right? For the people that study chemistry, Le Chatelier's principles, you have to be at a equilibrium. You have to be balanced. Everything that you do, you have to be balanced. Whether you go to the gym, whether you study, nobody's saying don't go partying. Ain't nobody saying don't take alcohol. You can drink if you want, do whatever you want, right? But just make sure everything is in balance. Don't stress too much. On the other side of the spectrum, don't study too much and be a stress head, because you will burn out. I did that in first semester, second year, and I'm still trying to recover. Make sure you also have a life. Make sure you see friends. Make sure you go to the gym. Make sure you do your hobbies or whatever you like to do. Still do that. But on the other side of the spectrum, make sure you're just not partying too much. Party but study. Study but party. See your friends. Do your hobbies, right? Just make sure your life is balanced out. Like I said, I'll be going more into this in other videos, but just make sure you have a balance. If you guys need help in creating a balance, then just DM me or something, like I can help you. With that being said, another tip of mine is make sure you have a timetable. Balance is hard. I know you could sit here and be like, yeah, but Kim, you're just throwing this word balance at me. Like, it's just balance. Okay, it's so much easier said than done. And I 100% understand that. I am a person that understands that. My dad has been trying to get me to balance my life out since I was like 5 years old, right? And it's only taken me up until I was like 18, 19 to really understand and see the importance of balance, right? So another thing that you could is create a timetable. So with timetabling, people do this in different ways. I have friends that timetable for their whole week and they know exactly what they're doing. But for me, I like to timetable things the day before, because I'm always like doing different things, and different things are always due. I always need to study a different subject. So I'll create a timetable. Like I said, I will do it in another video as well. And you just timetable your life. Put in your job, because the job, obviously, that's something you can't move if you're part-time. You put that in. Then you put in your lectures. You put that in. Everything then you then do, you work around it. You have to do it in lists of priority and what is important to you. Making to-do lists as well. Oh, I've got to read 2 chapters of this subject tonight. You put it on a to-do list. That way you can tick it off. I find it really efficient and effective when you have like visual goals, like I said, and you're ticking it off. So let's say it's like read 2 chapters on renal failure tonight. You put that on your to-do list and you tick it off. Do you know how good you feel? It's like making your bed, cleaning. You feel good when you're physically ticking stuff and when you can physically see it. There's power in visualization. Make sure you're setting goals for yourself. You're setting little goals and big goals, and make sure they're constantly challenging you. Let's say today you've gotten a 50%, or tomorrow, don't be content, right? Do not be complacent. Be happy. Congratulations, I've passed the subject. I'm really happy. Tomorrow, then try to get 55%. Be in a healthy competition with yourself, right? That's another tip to not fail. Be in a healthy competition with yourself and always strive to try and do better. That way you will never fail. Because if you get 50% today, and you're like, tomorrow your goal is to try, like I said, a healthy competition. Don't make it to the point where it's destructive and toxic. But today I got 50%, and then tomorrow let me try and get 55%, or let me try and get 60. Aim higher than what you think you can achieve. You actually surprise yourself. Try it for 2 weeks. I promise you, you guys will thank me later. Keep company with good friends. I always say this. Make friends with people that are aligning with what you want to do and where you want to be in your lifetime, right? Birds of the same feathers flock together. There is power on who you hang out with. If you show me your friends, I'll show you who you are. If your friends are failing, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Some people genuinely just don't care. That's okay. Each to their own, right? But if your goal is to pass, and your friends are failing, all of your circle is failing, and yeah, you failed too. That's just the harsh reality, and I'm so sorry that I had to break it like that, but you will fail too, or you have to work so much harder to pass. Do you get what I mean? When you don't need that. So make sure you keep a good group of friends that have the same visual and the same goal as you. That way you all lift each other up. I cannot emphasize how thankful I am for my friends, right? We are all on the same page. I am doing so much better. Like, it takes a village. It really takes a village to get these grades. It takes everyone. It takes your friends. All my friends, we all have the same goals. We're all serious. Do you know what I mean? When we party, we all party together. When we study together type thing. And that is just what I want to emphasize to everyone, and what I want everyone to have, because it's such an amazing thing. Make sure you are participating in some sort of exercise, whether that is your basketball, netball, whether you do a hobby. Just make sure you're doing some sort of physical activity, because it really helps you. It really helps clear your head. It gets the blood pumping, you know, all the effects of exercise. University is overwhelming from the ages. I mean, people go to university at different ages, but I can only talk about myself as a 19-year-old girl. It's kind of a hard stage of life. Like I said, you have to try balance a lot of things. You have to try save money. You want to look good. You want to go out. You don't want to miss the events. You also want to like make sure you're doing the best as possible. So obviously that can be really overwhelming. And some people feel under the weather and feel the pressure. And I just want to say that, like, it's okay. Like, you will get through it. And I think it's very important to just have somebody to talk to. Make sure, whether it's your parents, my parents for me are a big help, but gang, shout out my parents. Like, I just want everyone to feel okay, and that's how I'm hoping that I'm providing the best information as possible, because like, I just really want it to help, because it's helped me. I feel like your mental health is going down the drain. Take some time out. One thing my dad always says to me is, don't take life too seriously. Take life seriously, of course, but not too seriously to the point that you're like killing yourself, or just really uncomfortable, or you just feel so sad, because that's not going to be good for you in the long run. You might even end up dropping out. You might end up completely failing, like a dismally, you know what I mean? Like, just talk to someone. Do not take life too seriously, right? Don't feel like going to uni, that's fine. We all have those moments. Like, life, you need to know something. I want you to take from today, something that I've been constantly reading, is that life exists in moments, right? You need to know things like happiness, things like being constantly, this is just, you're going to be like, what's the relevancy in this? I promise it's relevant, right? Because in uni, you may expect, if you've never been to uni before, you may expect to be amazing all the time, or to pass all the time, or to get the grade that you want all the time. But you need to know that things exist in moments. Nothing is good forever, nothing's bad forever type thing. So even if you're feeling under the weather with university, because I've seen so many situations where, I've heard so many situations where people have like committed suicide because of uni, they got stressed. Nothing is bad forever. Even if you fail this one test today, you are going to be fine. You will be okay. This is just a guide for you to like kind of understand, and for you not to fail, and to help you not fail, and to really just put in the effort that's needed. If you're one of those people that want to put in the effort, of course, you're gonna be okay. That's just basically it for today. If you feel like I haven't elaborated enough, comment in the section and I'll elaborate, or preferably DM me or Instagram me or something, me, Snapchat me even, and I can elaborate some more if you want. So I just really hope I did my best with this video, and that these tips will at least help one person out there. And yeah, Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are right now on the road to 1,000, which is amazing. So yeah, just make sure you're doing all that. Thank you so much.